I remember coming down to this Church of St. Anne's.
Oh, Middle Collegiate Church. Wow.
Yes. So I've been a fan of yours
Wow.
forever. And
that was 1987.
Yes. And you were so daring. You guys danced in underwear. Remember that?
Yes, my grandmother had a fit. She had a fit. But yeah.
So, you know, and then to see you evolve from there, because there to me your work was very postmodern. And it had almost a downtown kind of feeling.
I was working downtown.
And then to see it go, then at some point you went back to the diaspora. And you incorporated another layer on your work.
Right.
And it kind of moved into a whole other thing.
And I can actually see where and why and how it happened. Right? I started my company when I was very, very young. I was one of those little boys who was afraid to take dance classes. And actually my first class was here in Restoration, Memphis Iverson Restoration Plaza.
So this is like coming home back here in this building.
And so, in the stories, I tell this story a lot on tour. I was probably 8 years old because I danced around the house and I meet these little boys all the time. The mom and there's 80 girls. It wasn't, but that's how you feel, right? So I fought my mom. So then when I was 12 years old, my mom was going to take me to audition for the Dance Theater Harlem. Right? Because we would boys start moving my furniture around, right? She knew I loved to dance. We got to the door of our apartment, down the block, over here, it's a little bit style. And she went into labor with my little brother. And I was like, okay, forget it. 12 years old, forget this dance thing, I'll be a writer. Right? So then I shifted. Journalism, thought I'd be a playwright. I went to Edward R. Murrow High School, because there was a communications arts center. I started doing musicals. Okay, there was okay to be the dude in doing a cartwheel into a split. I did Pippin, Oliver, but still, no, I don't want to take any dance class. Mommy, you should tell me there's dance classes there. Take it. No, forget this dance thing. So I get a scholarship for journalism, the small school in the new school in Vermont, St. Michael's College. I said, okay, I'll dance for the summer. My best friend we're doing talent shows together, she goes for an audition early. She gets cut right away. So I'm like, oh man, the audition for the guys are the next day. Maybe I should go somewhere else and go to a dance class before I go to Italy, right? So I go to Mary Anthony's dance studio. And we're on all fours, we need to round our back for a contraction. I can't round my back. So I'm like, oh mommy, can I give up this scholarship and learn how to dance? She said, I told you so. Learn how to dance and get a job first, right? And so that was really the shift. And so I was at Mary Anthony's dance studio, but then looking around at all the dance, studying composition, pedagogy, and just for composition, every 3 months we had to show something. Oh, I have 2 things I want to show. I have 3 things I want to show. But there's this lie in modern dance, contemporary dance, we're going to make up something new. Even though Martha Graham was looking at all these other sources, right?
Like there is new.
Right. Like, so I was like, okay, so let me, but I knew I wanted to, so at Mary Anthony, I remember we were doing this piece called Songs, which is about these families, these couples. And there's a trio, and we're farmers, and we're doing this movie with these 3 men, and the guy across from me, he wouldn't look at me. I was like, I'm thinking modern dance, not a ballet dancer. It's too late for that, right? I'm 17 years old now, but I'm trying to do this modern thing. And it's about real people, right? And he won't look at me. And I said, why won't he look? He said, no. They made this piece in 1966. They never looked at each other. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. This modern dance thing, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I was downtown, studying traditional modern dance, looking at everything. And realized I wanted to start the dance company, but I was working downtown. And so then I started the company in 1985. This first concert was at Mary Anthony's dance studio. Big brother William Adair, who was working with Jennifer Miller, said, man, you just started learning how to dance. Please go somewhere and get on scholarship with Jennifer Miller. Right? So you can still train. So then I went to Jennifer's, right? And there she had danced with Lamone, and the joke is, when Louis Falco, who really company, they were in the back saying, who could have their leg up the highest, even though the work was not about that at all, right? And so I think at Jennifer's, I learned the facility in my body. So then the work started to shift again, right? And so I could see the evolution of it in that way. Then it's so on scholarship, with first working at a bank, JP Morgan Guarantee Trust, regular hours first, then the graveyard shift. But when you're 17 years old, you think you do that. And I got up at 7, had breakfast, took like 5 classes, went back downtown, took a nap. Okay, that's not so healthy. So I got a job working for my uncle at a bakery in New Jersey. And then Jennifer Muller was having an audition. And I was like, oh, my scholarship here, maybe I could dance and that could be my income, right? So in 1986, I joined the company. And then I heard the rumors of, oh, this guy does he have his own company, or does he dance with Jennifer Muller? So I was like, oh, okay, my priorities aren't clear in the dance community. And so that's when I left. And that's when the concert you saw, and Miss Jameson, Judy Jameson came to the concert. And I'm sitting with the chairs, 21 years old, sitting with these chairs in the church, and Miss Jameson walked in and was like, oh my God, I know I invited you, but you came, right? So then in the early 90s, there was a small studio downtown Manhattan called the Loretta School of Dance and Drum. And so Malik Yerby, Nia Love, were like, all this traditional dancers from across the diaspora, they're here. They need some modern dance, contemporary dance there. And so I started teaching them. Right? But folks from Senegal, from Guinea, Brazil, they would take my class, I would take their class. And so then the vocabulary expanded again. But I didn't want to use traditional dance because I didn't want to bastardize traditional dance. But I started playing around with the rhythms or the technique of different dances. And so that was in the early 90s.
Because when you speak about, when I think about the 90s, I went to Philadelphia concert 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I see the evolution from Gatekeepers into Grace. Right. From that.
Yeah.
And that, what year was that?
It was all around the same time frame.
Yeah.
99.
Yeah, right around there. And around, yeah, exactly, 99 when I went to the program. And I could see the evolution from that into Grace. The way you were working with themes and really taking things that were spiritual and things that were ethereal,
right,
and bringing them back into the whole African American experience through an enlightened way.
Yeah, it's but it's funny how the seed is planted way before you can actually have it manifest. Because I was on a school trip when I was in the second grade to see Italy. I went home and made a dance in a chair, right, to my father's house right in Kijibani. It's like, oh, you can make a dance about God and people in church. It was mind-blowing, right? And so, but then when you study modern dance again, it's like, so you're not supposed to use music with words. It's the structure is the most important, right? And so I think, no, I kind of fought, right, with my composition teachers. I was like, oh no, I understand the structure, but I'm trying to tell something that's more important, well, not more important, but that's a tool. I don't want the work to be about the structure. And so working with Bessie Schoenberg in 1987 was kind of mind-blowing because she was one of the first composition teachers to say, I want you to do what you say that you wanted to do. And so she would come to a rehearsal and not giving any feedback then, would call me that night and she would say, oh, you said you wanted to do X, Y, and Z. I didn't see it. I was quiet like, oh, wow. She said, well, speak up for yourself, boy. Right? You said you wanted to do X. And so when I mentored folks or when I talk composition to anyone, I let them know that is one of the most precious pieces of advice that my composition teacher gave me. What do you want to do? Make sure you're doing that. And the question I tell people, I'm going to ask why. Why are you doing that?
For her, what my most memorable that she told me was, I was leaving New York City to go work with another group in another state.
Okay.
And they didn't have the same resources or technique or even focus that you find in New York. And she said, remember, give them what they need, not what you need. And she started me writing. I would have the class with her, and I would have to leave early. And she said, well, write down your, we sit in a circle and we talk about each other's works. And it's polite.
Right.
And she said, well, leave me your, write it down, leave it for me. So I didn't have to be polite, because I didn't have to look you in the face. And and then she would, and so that she would say, she would pull me aside and say, this is so funny, you should write.
Oh, nice.
And so it got me into thinking about commentary, and just one thing led to another. I've been doing it often on that. So.
Nice.
And she was a great singer. But again, when I look at Grace and Gatekeeper, and I see how you, even from there, when you talk about music with words, I think of the way you use Fela, for instance, and you use it really to tell stories. And that goes back to me, that really is a tradition of the Black experience in modern dance.
Right.
Is the idea that we use the dance to tell stories, like we use the traditional dance to tell stories.
Right. And that's why I use traditional dance, right? Where there's already a meaning and intent in the movement, right? Whereas, I've had to be in an arabesque saying, "Oh, I hate you," or in an arabesque saying, "I love you," right? So, what if we use movement that already has a sense of love in it, and then you can bring that sensibility to how you're approaching movement, right? That there's feeling in the movement, and that's what we want to share, right? Because that's what the audience is going to witness. What we are feeling, and then they will feel it or witness that feeling, right? So for me, it's speaking soul to soul.